Hey guys, welcome back to another great game of CDH. Kamigawa has just dropped and is shaping up to be a cool format, but to be honest, I'm even more happy about these super sweet pins from Pinfinity. I just got the dragon and oh boy do I love to see it in my collection. But enough gushing about that. This game was a blast, and what's even better was I was able to play with 3 of our Discord members. Also, if you're interested in playing with us, hop on our Discord. We have an ever-growing community and we'll love to talk MTG or whatever strikes our fancy. And another benefit is we often let people know when we play and would love to meet some new people. Alright, block there, kill that. Oh, that is trample. Guess I'm just dead on board. Starting us off is Max, playing Kenrith. This version is Meta Kenrith and is another stax deck that is highly customizable. It also has the added benefit of having Kenrith being able to break parity with his Swiss Army knife of abilities, from being able to rebuy your creature stacks pieces, draw additional cards, or even pump your creatures for lethal. This is one powerful king. Next is Ivan, playing Godo, but man is this a scary deck. It's on top of the list just for the inevitability. All you need to do is count to 11 and you win. And while you're not in blue, that doesn't mean you don't have plenty of ways of stopping your opponents till you get the mana you need. In the third spot, we have Hidden, playing Satoru Umezawa. Not satisfied on how his performance has been with the deck, he's back for more. This is a new ninja commander that offers a few new tricks instead of Yuriko, because who wouldn't want to pay 4 mana for an unblocked Blightsteel Colossus? And with a Palinchron and Colossal Whale, you can go infinite and win the game with Thassa's Oracle. And bringing up the rear, we have Shadow, playing Sythis. This is a Selesnya Enchantress. It's an enchantment matter strategy that utilizes Sythis' innate card draw to outvalue his opponents. It generates lots of mana and can really churn through the deck once it gets going. But without further ado, let's get on to the gameplay. Max starts off the game cracking a Misty Rainforest to grab a tropical island. He shortcuts by casting a Deathrite Shaman and passing to Ivan. Ivan plays a mountain and then a lotus petal, and oh boy, does his next play ruin Max's day, as he casts a cursed totem. Hidden has an island for land and casts a fairy seer. He scribes both to the bottom and passes. Shadow cracks a wooded foothills for a savannah and also shortcuts by casting a Llanowar Elves. Max draws and heads to combat. He sends his Deathrite at Ivan, and this is when we realize he kept a 1 land hand as he has to pass. Ivan plays a tap Sandstone Needle as land and taps 1 for a Faithless Looting. He draws and discards 2.
Oh man, this hand is terrible.
Hidden has another island and sends his fairy at Ivan. There are no blocks, but before damage, Hidden ninjutsus in a Ninja the Deep Hours. The ninja connects and Hidden gets to draw, but hands the turn over after that. Shadow is a forest and casts his commander Sythis.
Get on the poke Ivan train for 1.
Towards me, I guess, because I played a hate card. Alright. Sure, I'll take it.
Well done.
Racist towards the European guy, I get it.
Max draws, but still doesn't find the land he needs. He sends his Deathrite at Ivan and discards an Emil due to hand size. So we got just another 10 turns of this and we'll get Ivan finally.
Yeah, and the cursed totem will be
removed.
I
got a 2/2 next turn.
Wait, so isn't it like player removal is the best sort of removal, right?
Yes, player removal is the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Ivan has a short turn, just playing an Emergence Zone as land. Hidden untaps and plays a tap Fetid Pools. He then heads to combat and sends the ninja back at Ivan for 2 damage and another card. On his second main, he casts an Arcane Signet and uses that for the bounced Fairy Seer, bottoming 1 and keeping the other on top. Shadow has a Horizon Canopy as land, and he enchants his Savannah with a Wild Growth. He then gets a draw off Sythis, and follows it up with a Blind Obedience, for another draw from Sythis. Okay. Then, with the last of his mana, he casts a Flickering Ward on his Sythis, naming Blue. He gets another draw, and then ends his turn poking Ivan for 1 with his Elf. Max draws, and while it's not a land, it's at least something he can cast, as he plays an Ignoble Hierarch, and then heads to combat and pokes Ivan. Ivan has a Crystal Veins as land, and was originally hoping to play some blockers, but with Blind Obedience out, he flashes back a Faithless Looting instead, to draw 2 and discard another 2, ending his turn with a tap Goblin Welder. Hidden starts off with combat and sends the ninja at Ivan to draw another card. Still not finding a land, Hidden on his second main casts a Grim Tutor to find one. Originally he wanted an Ancient Tomb, and then realized he couldn't combo with it, and instead finds a City of Traders. He plays the land and uses it for a Hope of Girapur. Shadow starts with a Carpet of Flowers and draws off Sythis. He then pokes Ivan for 1, and then on his second main activates the Carpet for 3 white to help cast a Hallowed Haunting. He draws another off Sythis and then plays a Forest as land. He had a mana floating and uses it on a Seal of Primordial, triggering both Sythis and Haunting for a card and a Spirit, finally ending his turn with an Arbor Elf. Max draws, but luck isn't on his side, as he then swings his Exalted Deathrite at Ivan for 2 and discards an Imperial Seal due to hand size. Ivan has another Mountain and casts a Stranglehold. Hidden debates if he needs to respawn and ultimately decides to Force of Negation it, exiling his Pact of Negation.
Alright, I'm not even mad about it, dude. I'm not even mad about it. I'll take it.
Hidden untaps and spends 3 mana to cast his commander, Satoru. I do want people to take note of this turn when things happen later, but for now let's continue. Hidden then moves to combat and sends his fairy at Shadow. He sends the ninja and Hope at Ivan. No blocks are declared, and before damage, Hidden ninjutsus in a Skull Snatcher, triggering both Satoru to have him look at the top 3 and take 1 to hand with the others going on bottom, with damage then being dealt with Hidden drawing a card and exiling Ivan's Jewelcaster Mage and Lotus Petal from his graveyard, with Hidden finishing his turn recasting the Hope of Girapur. And at his end step, Shadow cracks his seal to destroy the Curse Totem. Shadow starts off by cracking an Arid Mesa for Plains. He pays 2 mana for a Darksteel mutation on Satoru, triggering Sythis and his Haunting. The ninja turns into a bug, and Shadow follows this up by untapping his Savannah with his Arbor Elf to help cast a Cryptolith Rite, triggering the Sythis and his Haunting again. Also, this turns on the Haunting, with Shadow then paying a white to bounce the Flickering Ward and another white to recast it, gaining another card and Spirit. Next, he uses his Cryptolith Rite to help his Llanowar Elves tap for white to cast a Drenith Magistrate, and really ruin Godo's day. Combat is next, and Shadow sends one of his 3/3 Flying Vigilant Spirits at Max.
Alright, let's go! Not me anymore. Yeah. Enjoying life.
On his second main, he activates the Carpet for 3 mana and ends his turn, casting a Walking Ballista where X equals 2. That's scary.
Don't worry about it. Fast turn.
Don't worry about it.
Max untaps and finally has some mana. He slams down a Dockside Extortionist. Ivan does have a response as he takes this opportunity to Thunderclap Sythis to reduce the Dockside's treasure amount. But Shadow does respond by bouncing the Flickering Ward before the commander is destroyed. The Dockside resolves, but everyone totally forgot about the Blind Obedience, and while Max does get 10 treasures, they're all tapped and can't be used. Ivan untaps and has a Mountain and plays a Tap Welding Jar, but just hands the turn over. Hidden decides now is the time to try for the win, as he taps 2 for a Demonic Tutor, floating a colorless. The table doesn't like the look of it, but the tutor resolves, and Hidden finds a card and then taps 2 for a Thassa's Oracle. Both Shadow and Max pass priority, with Ivan trying to see if he can stop Hidden. He uses his Emergent Zone to cast at instant speed, and then sacrifices his Crystal Vein for more mana to cast a Goblin Matron to search out a Goblin card, with that card being a Goblin Engineer, which he then casts. He looks at his artifacts and doesn't see an answer, so settles on putting his Helm in the grave. This then lets the Thassa's resolve, but responding to the trigger, Hidden casts Demonic Consultation. But Max actually has an answer, as he uses his Deathrite for a blue for a Dispel. And at this point, I do want to bring up Hidden's earlier turn where he cast Satoru. Hidden had both Thassa's and Demonic Tutor in his hand, but his mind was set on trying to combo off with Satoru, so he missed the correct play, which was to attack with his Hope at either Max or Ivan, and use the silence effect to stop the interaction, and go for the win. But unfortunately for him, he didn't see the line, and this will definitely come back to bite him, as his Demonic is countered. The Thassa ability then resolves, and Hidden looks at the top 5 and keeps 1 on top. He then decides to set up for the next turn and plays and cracks the Marshflats for an underground sea, but this does force him to sacrifice the City of Traders. He then uses the land and his floating colors on a phantasmal image for a dockside. But with the treasure entering tap, he then heads to combat. He sends his ninja at max with his skull snatcher at Ivan. There are no blocks and Hidden gets the draw and targets the helm and curse totem. But responding to this, Ivan taps his welder to switch his welding jar and helm, preventing it from being exiled. Although looking back, Hidden probably should have tried to make a deal with Ivan to help bring back the curse totem, as that shuts off the walking ballista combo. Shadow untaps and plays a command tower. He then casts a congregation at dawn, to most likely go for the Heliod. This does force Hidden to force a Will It, exiling a Phyrexian Metamorph. I drew it off the stupid ninja, exiling a Phyrexian Metamorph. I should have just gone to combat. I would have won if I just went to combat.
I have Veilus on it.
Okay.
Shadow then draws off the Veil, and the congregation resolves, with him finding Collector Oof, Grand Abolisher, and Heliod. Shadow then casts Sythis and casts Flickering Ward to draw Heliod. He then uses his spirits for mana to cast Heliod, and has the mana to activate Heliod, giving Walking Ballista lifelink, letting him ping the table and win the game. Game review. Well damn, Hidden really should have just gone to combat. He was too preoccupied with trying to win with style, and actually missed winning at all. Although I was happy to see the deck was actually working much better than the previous playtest had shown. And I know some will probably point out that there really wasn't much interaction, as Max basically didn't get to play. But I'll show you why he kept the hand he did.
I'm gonna show you what I kept on my hand. I mean,
I figured it was something like that.
Okay, I mean, and then I kept this.
But congrats to Shadow for the win, and I can't wait to get some more games in.
Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you know that we have a TCG affiliate link, and if you ever see a card you want to try or are inspired to brew something new, use our link when purchasing and we'll receive a small portion of the sale. This is a great way to support the channel, and if you enjoyed the gameplay, please leave a like and subscribe, as it really helps us keep making videos. And remember, never give up, even if you're dead on board. I'll see you guys later.